guess you could say good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Let me fix my camera. There we go. I ignore my Chips Ahoy. You ain't getting none of them no way. Anyway, good evening, everybody. My Chips Ahoy's in the shot right here. The mic right. All right. Good evening, everybody. I hope all is well with you. We're going to get to our Bible study for this evening. Do me a favor, like, tag, and share. And today, our topic for this Bible study is saying yes to the new. That's a good one. Saying yes to the new. All right? Saying yes to the new. And our scripture focus is Luke 5:36 through 39. Luke 5:36 through 39. All right, we're going to get going. Music down. Oh, boy. Okay. God bless you. I'm sorry about that, y'all. Let's get to it. All right. Luke chapter 6, chapter 5, 5, verse 36. In the book of Luke, chapter 5, verse 36 through 39. In the NLT version, it reads like this here. All right? All right. It says, then Jesus gave them this illustration. No one tears a piece of cloth from a new garment and uses it to patch an old garment. For then the new garment would be ruined, and the new patch wouldn't even match the old garment. Verse 37 goes on to say, and no one puts new wine into old wineskins, for the new wine would burst the wineskin, spilling the wine and ruining the skins. New wine must be stored in new wineskins, but no one who drinks the old wine seems to want the new wine. The old is just fine, they say. Am I out of scriptures? Yes, I am. Okay, let's go. Let's talk about saying yes to the new. Type that in the comments. Saying yes to the new. Saying yes to the new. In our lives, we often ask God for something new. God, do a new thing in me. God, I want a newness of life. I want to start over. I want to change some things in my life. We do those kind of things and we say those kind of things, but we resist when it doesn't come in a way or an avenue that we don't expect. If our new requires us to change something that we weren't looking at or something we didn't deem necessary to change, I'll fix it later. It bothers us and we don't expect it, so we're not ready. Okay, Jesus, in this passage, Jesus challenges our traditional thinking. He challenges our normalcy or our way of looking at things inside the box, if you will, by pointing out the necessity of transformation to get new. Okay, the text talks about taking fabric or material from a new garment and trying to patch something old with the new garment. Case in point, if you have kids like I do, children, and something happens and somebody puts a hole in the wall, right? Okay, say you got paint on the wall, like my paint on the wall here is like gray. It may not look gray on the screen, but it's gray. So somebody puts a hole in the wall, and then I now have to patch that hole. Here comes a problem. So I got paint from when I first painted it. I come back in here and I try to paint this wall. The paint that I got is not going to match. Why? Not because it's not the right paint, but because what's already been here has been through something already. And it has worn and it's become faded or discolored a little bit. So the color, the patch is going to stick out because it's going to be off. It's the same way we try to take something new in our life and try to repair what's already faded and broken in our life without allowing God to just give us new. Now, the parable he uses of the garment and the wineskin is trying to get us to see that what is going to be new in our life is going to require us to do things in a different way. We want to do the same thing we've always been doing, looking for a different result or a better result or a more up-to-date approach or up-to-date result based off of what we've always done. And God is giving us new revelations, new understandings, new comprehensions, new way to do ministry, new way to have effective relationships, new way to have growth in our life. But it requires us to be open and to say yes to the new. Because if we don't say yes to the new, we'll constantly do the same thing and then wonder why the results don't match what we think they should. Let's talk about verse 36, old and new garments. Can't patch something old with something new without tearing cloth. If you got something new, why would you tear up what you got that's new, trying to repair or keep something that's old? God often moves us into newness, requiring us to leave old patterns behind. You know what I'm saying? So some of the stuff we did in the 90s, in my heydays, I guess if you want to call it that. Can you turn that heat down a little bit? Get a little cookie in here. Thank you. Back in my heydays, when life was life and real good in the 90s, I can't operate in 2025 like I did in 1995. I can't move like that because life is different. Life is different. Think about it. In 1995, I had a cell phone. It was a flip phone. That kind, right there. Flip phone. Did I have a cell phone in 95? I don't think I did. No way. I had a pager, a beeper. Text me. Beat me. Let me go call you at a payphone. Life was different. So we didn't even have this until like 99. Maybe later than that. Gosh, I'm dating myself. I got caught up in the dates. I shouldn't have said that. Brought the dates up. So when I'm running from the house to go make a phone call at a payphone, or going to the house phone to make a phone call because somebody texts me. Look at me talking like it's right now. They can't text me. They can beat. I mean, you can hit my pager. Hit my pager. Hit me on the hip. Hit my pager. You can leave like crazy messages if you could get it to figure out with the words like hello, but that wasn't no texting. So hit me on my pager and I go call you back. That's then. I can't operate like. Have you ever? Some of us probably don't even know what a pager is. Let's be real. It's 2025. How many people on? I don't even know who's on here. I can't see. How many of y'all on here know what a pager is? Lady C is keeping track. She'll let me know who said they know what a pager is. Who knows what a pager is? Because you can't. Jasmine? See, I know she don't know what a pager is. She wasn't even alive, wasn't even close to thought of. So a pager, but it was our way of communication. Think about it this way. Today we use smartphones. Yeah, that's my wife. Yeah. We use smartphones. And smartphones, back in the day, this is not a pager, okay? Just so y'all don't think it's a pager. This is a battery, okay? This is not a pager. This is a battery. So a battery, a pager versus a cell phone. You can call me right away on this, and I can answer, and I can have conversation with you. On this, on the pager, you have to send a message to the pager, leaving your number for me to call you back. The two don't go together. So how am I going to tear up my cell phone to try to keep my pager working? When God gives us new, we have to be open and willing to embrace and say yes to the new. All right? In verse 37, hold on, is that verse 37, 38? Is it right? I read it all in my text. Yeah. Come on. 37. I'm in Luke 6. Yes, that's 37, 38, 39. In those two verses, 37, 38, the wine represents our revelation in God. So how are we going to ask God to give us a growth in him, a maturity level in him, an enhancement in him, and we want him to give us newness of life to pour into us, but we are allowing or wanting him to pour into the old me. Wow. Man, wow. We want him to pour into the old me. God, give me brand new, but I'm going to put it in the old me. The old me couldn't handle what I was doing before. So I have got to allow God to give me new. So when the newness he gives me comes, I can be new and prepared for it as well and be able to handle it. Because what happens when you get newness and newness of life and newness of information, you expand from where you are, and you are no longer the same you were before you get the revelation. So if I'm not able to house or expand or grow with the revelation, what business do I have? What sense would it make for God to give me new if I'm not going to expand and grow with the new? It becomes a waste. It becomes a waste. It's like trying to take a 16-ounce drink and put it in a cup that only holds 6 ounces. You just pour it all in there. No, you can't. There's no more room for it. You got all you can handle. So your capacity has to go up. Somebody type on the screen, God, increase my capacity. Increase my capacity so I can handle what you're trying to give me, so I can embrace the new. But that comes with requirements. My requirements now require me to do more. Require me to be more committed to him, be more locked in with him, to be more dedicated to who he is, to be more concerned about God and what God is saying. So my requirements have now changed. They up. Now they're up. So I can do what he's called me to do. I up my requirements and I enhance who I am and I grow myself so God can now fill me up with newness. God wants to pour fresh vision into a heart or a structure not ready to contain it. How are we asking God to do more for us and we aren't willing to do more for him? Are we talking in the Zoom? I don't even know who's in the Zoom. Because it's quiet. I'm just checking. We want God to do more, but we want to maintain where we are. Our problem comes, like it says in verse 39, we have the old is better mindset. Can I make a practical analogy? I got about 10 more minutes. I'm in 20 minutes into this. I got 10 more minutes and I'm gonna be out your way. Can I make a practical analysis, Lacey? Practical analysis, okay. We have a huge debate that goes on right now in the world. Okay, um, a huge debate that goes on in the world right now, and the huge debate is it encompasses the NBA. Okay, we do a lot of talking about who's the GOAT. I talked about that. Was it Sunday? I said it Sunday. I said it Sunday. I did. I said it Sunday. I said you never heard Michael Jordan calling himself the GOAT. You never heard Kobe Bryant calling himself the GOAT. They didn't have to tell nobody that. People who follow them thought that on their own because of who they are and what they represent. But in today's time, we have a big conflict, or how do you say, debate on was basketball better in the 90s than it is now. In my humble professional opinion, as a connoisseur of all things basketball, the game of basketball has never been better, skill-wise, talent-wise, than it is right now. Never. It's never been what it is now. You've never had guys doing what you got guys doing right now. And to discredit the growth that the game has taken on from the foundations that were laid in the 80s and the 90s is simply ludicrous. To think that what was started in the 80s and 90s hasn't grown up until 2025 to be a better version of what it was in the 80s and the 90s. If it was still the same game, people would check out. So let's be real. The old is better mindset hampers or it causes debate right now in the world of athletics and sports, as far as the NBA is concerned. One thing you don't hear so much is the NFL crowd talking that same stuff because they understand, looking at the game right now, this is the best it's ever been. Talent-wise, skill-wise, it's it. So resistance to change is a natural act for us. It's kind of like I said this before, this analogy I use. The old guy in the club, he got on jeans and he got a jersey tucked into his jeans and he got on dress shoes, but everybody else in there wearing modern, up-to-date clothes. But he's still stuck in where he is, but he's still trying to be out there. That's the thing. Now, when we allow our natural mindset to, how do you say this? Our natural mindset to run what we do and to govern who we are, we allow it to spill over into our spiritual life and we become spiritually complacent. Am I saying that? That's another thing we got going on as far as comparison and complacency and older is better is the church. A lot of church crowds, individuals, reformations, et cetera, are in the old is better mindset. Like God stayed in the 70s and the 80s, and he didn't come in the 2020s. He stayed back there. So whatever they were doing, or whatever was happening in the 1970s, 80s, 90s, etc., 2000s, that's where God stayed, and that's not the case because God is an ever growing, maturing, ever revealing God. Not to say that that time wasn't exceptional, it is, but God is a present God. He's here now. So us being stuck in where we were, we can't get so comfortable in what's familiar to us that we block our spiritual growth. Don't get so comfortable to knowing exactly what time church is going to transition from this point to that point, that it's just a routine that I'm now not growing and allowing God to be God in what I do. Here's a question for the stream and the Zoom. What does new wine, the revelation new wine, look like in your life right now? What does it look like right now? What am I doing? What is coming new to me? Here's the second part of that question. What is coming new to me in my life? And am I prepared for what is coming my way? Have I said yes to the new and prepared myself to receive the new? Or am I just stuck hoping that the new works out? Here's another question. We got one more, and I'm gonna wrap this thing up. What old wineskins, old habits, old traditions, old mindset, old attitudes that you might find in yourself that you might need God to release you from so you can walk into what's new for you? Those questions I want you to ponder on. Here's the last thing I want you to do. Be intentional and work to prepare your heart to receive and steward the new God is giving you. Going forward, from this moment forward, hear me now, lean in, real quick, lean in, and I'm done. Prepare your hearts to receive and steward the new that God is doing or about to do in your life. All right? Prepare yourself. Get ready now. Don't wait for it to show up. Prepare so when it comes, you're already ready to receive. All right? That's it. That's it. I'm done there. I'm done there. I'm done there. Now, I got a few housekeeping things I want to do real quick. I got to show this to everyone. This is our plaque that we gave our transitioning member, Brother D. Nelson Dwayne IV, who is leaving last Sunday. Sunday was his last day, last Sunday at church with us. This is the plaque that's going to go with him to Georgia. We're going to miss him dearly, but we thank God for all he helped us do and all he was a part of. Sunday is the midway point of the year, and we are recasting vision going into the next second half of the year. So we're going into next month recasting vision for the remainder of the year and reminding everyone. I want to remind everyone of their commitment to ministry and to God. Amen. As we go forward in the second half of this year, because as you know, at Refreshing Church, June through December, it's a whirlwind, baby. It's rolling. It's a whirlwind the last 6 months of the year. We rolling. All right. So starting this month, we have the Elevate Leadership Summit, and then next month we have Vacation Bible School, and then we got Community Block Party coming up. We got Soybean Festival coming up. We got Church Picnic coming up. We got Thanksgiving Church Anniversary coming up. We got Thanksgiving coming up. We got Christmas coming. It's coming. So we're getting ready. All right. So our sermon series for the month of June is Stepping into the Next. I hinted at this back in January, was it? And I said we were going to revisit it. We're going to revisit it this month of June. Stepping into the next. All right. Stepping into the next. So it's going to be all month long. Stepping into the next. All right. I love you all. It has been real, but I really got to go. I'm going to spend some time with my son and my new daughter. Hang out with them a little bit, as much as I can, because they're leaving in a couple days to go away. All right? It's been real. See y'all.